Saints. They had Helens at full-back, then it was Gardner, Gidley, Tallow and Tyra, Price and young Matty Smith. No Sean Long and no Francis Melly either. Fozzard, Cunningham, the skipper, and Kalis up front. Gilmore, Bennett and Wilkin. And on the bench it was Roby, Graham, Clough and Fastervalou, the coach Daniel Anderson. Tackling low down once more by Stuart Jones. Here though is Cunningham running from dummy half. Scragged to the ground by Brad Drew. And now it's with Leon Price. He finds Lee Gilmore. Gilmore to Willie Tallow. There's a hole opened up here. Tyra's on his outside. He flicks the ball out to Tyra. They miss Tyra. But then Kevin Brown comes back and gets him at the second attempt. Last one here for St Helens. It's with Price. Price on to Matty Smith. Smith will hoist the kick wide. Looking for Gardner. And Gardner tried to flick it back. But all he succeeded in doing was flicking the ball out.
You can already see the different contrasting styles of playing. St Helens are quite happy to play the short passing game instead of the long passing game that everyone thinks that you need to do to come up with the plays. But Huddersfield are quite easy, just getting the forwards, just keep on grinding out the yards.
It's Gilmore again. He's bouncing off the tackles. Raleigh eventually gets to him, brings him down. Here goes Willie Tallow now with the run from dummy half. Gets the ball to Wilkin, and that ball stopped. Fantastic try. A try that defies the conditions we've got tonight.
The quality of the finish. You can't allow Willie Tallow all that much room. He came on the angle, and the way he just arced around Chris Thorman just shows you the quality of this young loose forward.
Waiting at dummy half, fires the pass to Drew. Drew along the deck, and there is a try.
Looking to get that second phase possession, aren't you? When there's an unstructured defensive line in front of you, and that's when you think that your attacking players can cause some damage. Every team's there looking for the ability to get their arms free in the tackle, promote it to a player in a better position, and hope that their footwork can get them through the line.
I said that St Helens are the World Club champions with a little bit of help from Huddersfield. Of course, Huddersfield were content to bring the game forward with the Saints right at the start of the year, February the 4th, to allow the champions a clear run to the World Club Challenge 3 weeks later. That's a penalty to St Helens, interference at the play of the ball. It was his foot. Keith Mason.
Yeah, just moved it slightly. Well spotted there by the official, Ben Thaler. I know what you're saying. Okay, they've got great skills, but if someone says to me, I want you to walk across a fell and it's boggy, I'd wear good walking shoes. I wouldn't wear high-heel shoes. Sometimes you've got to adapt.
You save those for weekends, don't you?
On his own time.
Sunday.
Here's Matty Smith. Back it comes to Leon Price. They're lined up out here. Price goes inside them and slides underneath Thorman and gets the try for St Helens.
When you can do a step like this, which you see from Price, there's a step. See Kevin Brown was just sliding away, and that's exactly how it was finished. As soon as he threw his body forward, he knew he was going to get there. And I think that, you know, if you start walking around with a bit of a swagger, when you've got players at the side of you, they just say, hey, calm down a bit.
Fozzard with the first drive, this set of 6, as we approach the midway point of this first half. Again, they promote the ball. Kalis got his arms free, managed to smuggle it back to Matty Smith. This is Cunningham. He finds Price, who finds Gilmore. And Gilmore is halted by the tackle again of Mason and Scandalis, the two big props. Cunningham, cutting them up the middle, Kieran Cunningham. Here comes the cavalry charge behind him. They get him to ground, courtesy of Stephen Wild.
Surprised me, they couldn't match him for pace. Oh, they're short on numbers here.
Wilkin, Helens, Tallow, 2 in 2 minutes.
As soon as Cunningham had made the break, it was always going to be problems. And Wilkin read it superbly. He missed a man out. He could see that Huddersfield was struggling to get their defence set up. But when Cunningham makes a burst like this, you are going to be in trouble. Gets up, plays it. Watch Wilkin. Missed a man out. That put him in all sorts of trouble. Lalisi had to be left.
Well, the Saints lifted the Challenge Cup last year with an emphatic 42-12 victory at Twickenham. It was the first of 3 trophies they won last year, and they added the World Club championship to that in 2007. That's a great offload from Bennett and similar from Farsavalou. Here is Paul Wellens. Having to do a lot of work in defence, Huddersfield, and on a day like this it might take its toll later in the match. Gidley.
The biggest problem also is that the rain has stopped, and I do believe there's a bit of well, cracks in the clouds, Eddie. You may get your SUN.
Come on! Ryan, get out!
Roby finds Matty Smith to Farsavalou. Straight through one, straight through two, straight through three. Mauri Farsavalou. Awesome.
Sheer power. Came on the angle, the fend, the weight, the strength. Watch how it comes onto this ball from Smith. He made sure that when he took that football, he was going back slightly, which meant that the defender was off balance. What about the fend on Hudson? And there was no way he was going to be stopped.
22-4 on the scoreboard. Little over 5 minutes to the half-time break. Could be more problems here. Could be more problems here for Huddersfield. That's Paul Clough. Here is John Wilkin. Gets the ball away. And Wellens was sniffing another try. Super League's top try scorer. Little dab over the top from Matty Smith. It's inch perfect for Willie Tallow. The referee wants Phil Benton, the video referee tonight, to check it. The grounding and the offside.
Riley out of position. Knock on.
Knock on. Did everything right apart from the grounding.
No try. Drew that kicked it away in disgust.
St Helens in the closing seconds of this first half.
Come on!
Can they get the try?
Keep your eye on Wilkin.
Roby gives it to Gilmore, off to Graham. Here's Tallow. Tallow down to the corner. Tyre will score! Stephen Tyre gets the try for St Helens right on the bell. And he's grabbing his opportunities with both hands, this young man, when he comes into the side.
Switch back on the inside. Gilmore ready perfectly. So did Tallow.
There's no Sean Long to kick the goals, and he hasn't kicked well, Sean Long, for a wee while. This fella, look at him.
To have any chance of winning here, you need at least 50% of possession, and Huddersfield didn't have that in the first half. You obviously need to be awarding more penalties than you concede, and again, that wasn't the case for the Giants. So it's a massive effort, really, and I think they're clearly not going to win this game, but it'll be a great test of their mental state to see how they cope with the remainder of the match.
I think Huddersfield that need to kick the ball further down, keep turning St Helens around, because you don't want St Helens to get straight into attacking rugby in your own 40 with a kick like that.
Roby, scampering little run from him.
They want to get on with it. He should have been penalised.
Here is Farsavalou again. This is Gidley, quick hands, Gardner, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And a try against Saints in the first round of the competition. His brother scored for Huddersfield that night.
Look at the hands here. Oh, superb. Giants' energy levels are very low indeed. There's quite a few of the forwards there. They're virtually walking back into position. And that is manna from heaven from the Saints outfit when they see that.
Here's Roby again. A little scampering run, and he finds Matty Smith.
He's been solid throughout, hasn't he, youngster?
Only 2 tackles gone. They're inside the danger zone again with Leon Price. They go wide to Wellens. Wellens gets the ball in field to Wilkin. Here's another St Helens try. Second try for John Wilkin. And they're on course for another half-century here.
Simple combination. Leon Price is having a little bit of a field day there. I don't think Leon Price has played the ball more than on 2 occasions. He's just been extremely constructive. The simple run around and the dummy run and back on the inside. Look at the score line. Combination of far too many errors from Huddersfield. Most of them being brought about by the ability of the Saints to get right in. That's a beautiful pass.
Here goes Paul Wellens. 18 tries if he gets over for this. Good chase back by Lolisi. The 130th try of Wellens' career for St Helens was beckoning then. And they've managed to hold Paul Clough up. Good defence again from Huddersfield. The one thing that John Sharp will not want is an embarrassing scoreline against him, and they've got the knock on. Matty Smith just couldn't get the hands to it.
Well, tremendous at Huddersfield.
The referee, I think, has given St Helens a penalty for offside.
Yeah, it came right at the very early, did Chris Thorman, I feel. Did well to get back, though. And when they swung it across, the fullback Thorman went far too early.
Come back.
Saints still have possession. Here's Cunningham. This now is Gilmore, and he just strolls to the line. They clock above 40 points.
He's in outstanding form. Nearly lost his britches there.
Front row there in the last 10 minutes of the game can get back and stop a centre, and it's the athleticism of the whole squad of 17 that make them so difficult to score against.
Is that grafted onto them, or is that something that they are naturally born with?
I think they recruit a lot of athletic players. If you look at the squad, they have a lot of fast players, and that speed helps get you out of trouble. If you make a mistake, you can recover with the speed. I think they've also got a mindset that, you know, conceding a try is 10 times worse than scoring one, so they get more pleasure in defending than probably they do attack.
This is Gardner. That was nearly on its way to the front row of the terrace. Gardner flicks it back then to Graham. Graham gives it to Kalis. Kalis just bounces one out of the way, sets Gardner away on the run. Gardner. Gardner looking wide. Off the boot of Tyra. Try! It's a try for Tyra.
He'll give this.
He will indeed, his second try. Well, they've just saved the try at one end, and they come from their own end of the field up to the other.
Hanging back, hanging back. Kalis offloads, and off he goes. Now he's on about third gear now. Looking. He did well, hit Tyra. The four.
Stephen Tyra has now scored 90 points in 12 games now.
And I think it's fair to say his long-term career position is probably that of centre. He's been playing on the wing, as many young players do when they break into a side. But it's a great way to learn the game. Your game awareness increases if you're given the opportunity to play in a variety of different positions and roles. You learn the skills to play in those positions by actually playing there.
Well, I think I'm right in saying, Terry, that you and I were on the same stage as Stephen Tyra and Matty Smith not long ago at a sports forum. And not only do they play very well, they're good talkers, aren't they, too?
They come across as two very good lads as well. Is that 40-20?
40-20, it's certainly gone over there. If their progress continues like this, here's Paul Clough, who is another of the young guns at St Helens. He's only 19, rapidly getting established, and St Helens have another penalty.
They're looking for the 50, don't worry. Cunningham, quick tap.
This is Graham. Graham to Cunningham. Wellens, they've got past the 50. It's happened 5 times before. Make it 6.
The sheer power. Here it comes. Bang.
Stephen Tyra. Successful kick. 54 points to 4.
Give us concentration now, come on.
They're happy on the terraces at Knowsley Road. There's a new stadium in the offing. The team is going great guns at the top of the table. They've won by 50 points.